and gentlemen, welcome to Dolynny TV, high atop rink number 2 here in Cold Lake, Alberta, friends, as we get set for the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships here live from the Cold Lake Energy Center here on Dolynny TV. My pleasure to have you aboard. It's been a year, hasn't it? I mean, we are back, we are ready to rock, and it was a great time last time, and I'm really looking forward to having a good time around this year. That said, we've got a couple of housekeeping notes to get to. We're about 20 minutes away from puck drop if we've got this all worked out correctly. The game's slated to start about 2:15, so we still got a little bit of time to rock and roll here in between things. You've just seen a run through of our excellent sponsors this year here at the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships for this Cold Lake tournament. But friends, as well, I just want to give you a moment. Could we roll that 50-50 ad quickly if possible? I don't know if you have that queued up. There you go. That is one thing I want to make sure we promote this weekend for the tournament itself. If you visit that link, you can buy 50-50s in support of this weekend's tournament here in Cold Lake. So just so as you're aware, I was going to try and show you the QR code and get you instant access and stuff. The link's going to have to copy that down, write that down, somehow do some screenshot, whatever you got to do, and make sure to buy your 50-50s in support of this weekend's U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, I'm Tyson Dolynny. Welcome aboard to rink number 2 action here in Cold Lake. We've got the GHC Blaze facing the 3C's Coyotes this afternoon here to begin things. Obviously, rink number 1 getting underway in a little bit time. I think top of the clock at 2 o'clock, Patrick Phillips and Cold Lake Ice TV will be live calling that game over there. So if you need a few minutes of hockey fix, definitely go check out Cold Lake Ice TV. They'll have you covered for, I believe, the host Jaguars in there in that first game. So if you got any interest in seeing what the host team's looking like this year, you can go peek about 15 minutes of that game before getting live with us for the play-by-play over here. That said, I know I've got something I gotta run, so friends, I would like to now pause out of here for a second. Don't move that camera. We're going this all live for the first time, technical crew, but give me a sec. We'll run you our presenting sponsors ad for this weekend's tournament. Hey friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny here for Radon Care Measurement and Mitigation, just to talk to you about radon exposure here in Alberta. Over the past year, Health Canada has sent out pamphlets to Albertan residences encouraging homeowners to test their houses for potential radon exposure. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what Radon Care can do for you in that process. Radon Care is a C-NRPP certified radon measurement and mitigation company, and if you visit radoncare.ca, they have an array of testing options to let you figure out if indeed you have a radon issue within your house. And if you do, Radon Care is also a certified mitigation specialist for radon. And the benefit there is, guess what? Any home can be fixed. So my friends, when you're talking radon next, whether it be at the dinner table, whether you're on radoncare.ca later today, tell them Tyson Dolynny sent you from Dolynny TV. And thanks for tuning in this weekend to the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake. shot, shovels it home, scores!
Dolynny TV is proud to present, in association with the Oilers Fanatic and Gillis TV, the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships. Live from Cold Lake, Alberta.
Home. What an effort by Faith Donovan to finish that one off. Around the defender below.
Now live with the call for today's game on Rink 2. Tyson, Dolynny, Patrick Phillips, and Brendan Gillis.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rink number 2 action here in Cold Lake, Alberta. I'm Tyson Dolynny. You saw the intro. We're going to have a few more guests throughout the weekend. Unfortunately, though, situations dictate. Patrick Phillips is over on Rink number 1, Imperial Place, to begin this weekend's action. And my man from Gillis TV, Brendan Gillis, is running a camera for us here this afternoon. You see behind me our technical producer for this evening's broadcast and throughout the weekend, Logan, who will keep me in check. I got everybody to keep me in check this weekend, but he'll probably do the best job of it throughout the entire course of the weekend. Just figured we'd get the lineups read out to you. Well, rosters, I guess I should say. We don't have any line combinations and pairings. If you're used to seeing the Edmonton Oilers coverage here on Dolynny TV, you know that we normally have Oilers lines for an Oilers broadcast, but don't you worry, we've got you covered off with the player rosters and everything we're going through right now, starting with the 3C's Coyotes. And I really want to make a point here, because if you're tuning in not from either one of those areas or from the Calgary area, I want you to know where the 3C's are comprised of. And this was a wonderful job done, a little bit of investigative reporting on the part of me to get this going. Not to toot my own horn, but we needed to figure that one out, and I got it figured out. Friends, ask around and you do get answers. Castor, Coronation, and Consort makes up the 3C's Coyotes area for players. That's what you need to know, and we'll start with their roster here. Number 4, Trista Greenslade. We've got number 7, Cody James. Number 9, Kaylee Tucker. Number 12, Torrin Johnson, and that's okay. So I just got into a couple of names. I should have queued off something else. We've done this for a year before, and I know how we were getting towards the end of it pretty good. But if at any point you realize I have made a pronunciation mistake, I have a player mislabeled, named a number, whatever you want to say, please throw it in the chat of the live stream. Let me know. I would be glad to correct that. Of course, unfortunately, right, this isn't an NHL broadcast where we have preloaded data. This is all manual, so the more you can help me, the better job I can do for you back home. So thank you if you do indeed help me out at some point this weekend, and I know you will. All right, where were we at? Number 14, Taylor Kern. 20 is Danica Lundy. 21 is Parker Slemp. Number 24, Presley Robertson. Number 28, Shelby Unger. 43, Brandon Wionko. 49, Shea Burlock. And right, as you see, you'll kind of hear, I don't have to hint out, but you'll hear it in my voice when I'm unsure of a name, and I'd love some clarification if you could help. Number 51, Claire Moore. And number 52, Shael Robertson. Head coach is Megan Wionko, and there you go. That's what we need to know for the 3C's, Coyotes, Consort, Coronation, and Castor coming up to Cold Lake this weekend. Now the Junior Inferno, friends, this is the roster you need to know as well. If you're in the Calgary area this afternoon tuning in, the team you'd be cheering for more than likely. Zoe Monroe is number 1. Daisy McCarthy coming in at number 2. Paige Curtis, number 3 on the ice. Number 5 is Morgan Barron. Number 7 is Madison Law. Number 8 is Kiana Amade. Number 9, Holly Bertels. Number 10, sorry, my eyes aren't working so well. It's bright in here this afternoon. Number 10 is Caitlin Hender. Number 11 is Carmen Sarmiento. Number 12 is Kaylin Wilkins. Number 13, Cassidy Moroziak. Number 14, Danica Bryant. Number 15, Liliana Kalmakov. Number 16, Alex Brooks. Number 17, Samantha Bridle. I think we had this question last year. I want to say I remember this name from last year's tournament, or I might have had this question pop up. So whoever solved me last year, if this is correct in my memory, please, if you're watching tonight, Please help sort me out there as well. Number 18, Simone Stringer. Number 20, Hannah Breaker. And number 81, Lucy Daly. And we get into our first AP action of the weekend. Paige Irwin, the AP for the Junior Inferno Blaze this afternoon, wearing number 8. Head coach is Sean Moroziak, and we are ready to rock and roll. If you want to turn that camera to center ice, my man, we can get things rocking for today's broadcast. We are just moments away from them hitting the ice here. We'll roll the sponsors one more time and get things going for this afternoon's action. Thanks for tuning in to Rink 2 action. We'll go quiet for a few more moments. Rest the voice. It's going to be a long weekend. Not quite as long as last year. That might be a good thing. But hit it and let's go. And there we go. She's warm-up time live from Rink 2 here in Cold Lake, Alberta. Friends, welcome back to Dolynny TV for the second year of the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships from Cold Lake, the 2023 edition. We run it back, we get it going, and we are going to have ourselves a great weekend up here. Obviously, it's already been a great week, let me tell you. A lot of prep work's gone into this, not just on our end here on the broadcast. So that's the beauty of it. Everybody's hard work about to pay off here live from Cold Lake over the course of the next few live streams. I believe we've got 7 lined up here on Cold Lake Ice, or sorry, Dolynny TV. I'm getting confused already. We're not even into the broadcast and I'm already confused. That's not a good sign, but we'll make do and we'll make it happen. Don't worry about that. Obviously, to those of you that watch Dolynny TV on the regular, you know how we get things done around here. And to those of you who watch Dolynny TV on the regular, make sure that if anyone has any questions, anything that they need help with, we'll get you taken care of, we'll get you sorted, and somebody will be along the way to get you going. I know we've got a team of moderators that likes to pop in and out of the stream, so if you have a question, I'll be alerted at some point. That's the beauty of it. And secondary, if I do mispronounce the name, if I mess anything up, you let me know. I'll get it corrected ASAP for you. And let's have ourselves a good tournament. Obviously, like I'm making mention of all that, housekeeping notes kind of stuff, I can't do this stuff without you. That's what I'll tell you. Is everybody watching back home is pretty much the barometer of success for my side of the tournament, right? This broadcast here on Dolynny TV, the broadcast over on Cold Lake Ice TV, when it comes down at the end of the week to evaluating how did I do, you fine folks, my friends, the family of the players back home, whoever's watching this broadcast, you are the barometer of that success. The longer you can stick around, I appreciate that, obviously. If you want to catch a game throughout the weekend that isn't the team you're cheering for, you're more than welcome to come on by the streams and we'll get going. But Cold Lake Ice TV currently live over on Imperial Oil Place Arena's ice. I believe the Lakeland Jaguars, last update I have, are up 1-0. Our game though this afternoon, maybe I should talk about that. We've got the GHC Inferno Blaze. I'm still waiting on clarification from somebody on that. Last year we had the GHC Inferno and that was it. This year I have seen Blaze tacked onto the end of the name. So if anyone wants to claim that I should be calling them the GHC Blaze, that'd be great. Simplify it for me, lay it all out there, that'd be awesome. And then we've got the 3C's Coyotes. If you're wondering where the 3C's are comprised of, Consort, Coronation, and Castor is the answer to that trivia question, and we'll try and remember that one throughout the game because I'm sure at some point I'm going to mess something up along the way. I thought for the longest while it was Camrose was involved in there, but I guess not, so try and forget that, get that out of the brain, and away we go. We've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in warm-up between the 3C's and GHC teams here at the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships. It is going to be a fun weekend, friends. I'm glad that I am able to join you once again this year. I mean, it's something that I know I was pretty pushing hard for, to be able to be a part of this again. And I'm grateful that they did allow me once again to come back and do this. This, just to kind of top off the broadcast here, this marks year number 10 broadcasting out of the Cold Lake Energy Center, starting way back in the day with Cold Lake Junior B Ice back in 2012, 2013. It was a banner year, and I will get to cap off once again year 10 with somebody raising a banner in Imperial Oil Place at the end of this tournament. So that's fun. They've just blitzed up the tunes a little bit here in Rink number 2, so I'll come alive a little bit more and try and get a little bit more oxygen out of the lungs, I guess you could say. And obviously the GHC Inferno Blaze in the reds with the white and black trim, and then the 3C's Coyotes over there in the whites with the red trim. And that'll be with the color combinations for this afternoon's game. We do have another one coming up pretty much on the heels of this one, about, I want to say 4:15, 4:30 is when we expect puck drop for that one. That might be a pretty big different broadcast, I guess, to say, to be honest with you. It could be very interesting to see how that one pans out here in the next little bit, but obviously we'll try and just make things happen here. And we are just about to rock and roll here with 25 seconds left in the warm-up. Pardon me, the play-by-play is going to be about as rusty as it can get to begin this live stream. Obviously not knowing name and number combos, so if you hear me stumble, trust me, we'll get better as the weekend goes along. I promise you that. If you tuned into last year's broadcast, you would know that. But we'll try and make the best of it here the rest of the way home. And obviously that starts with this afternoon's game between the 3C's Coyotes and the GHC Junior Inferno. I'd like to welcome everybody in. I see we just hit a fine number of 30 concurrent viewers here on the stream, and we're going for some big numbers this year, so that's very exciting. All right, stepping aside, they had some audio in the arena that I wasn't sure what it was, but we've got the 3C's Coyotes cheer, the GHC Inferno cheer, and this is just about ready for game time now. Live from rink number 2 here in Cold Lake. Welcome aboard. If you're just joining us and missed the pregame, it was an extended one. We've already been live for 24 minutes, so my apologies. I had the timing a little bit off on the scheduling of the live stream, but we are just about ready to rock and roll here. The players ready to line up at center ice. It looks like Paige Irwin, the AP for the GHC Blaze, will line up at center ice, and the 3C's Coyotes just about ready to take to center ice as well, and then we'll have the officials drop the puck and get things going. 1 referee, 2 linesmen in this game for us this afternoon, and then we'll be getting going. And obviously too, this is kind of an ending for everybody, right? The linesmen and the referees involved in this tournament will also be seeing more than likely their season's coming to an end here, so yeah, no, it's a little loud. It's a little loud. It's rowdy. We like it. We're going to have ourselves a good time. People just filing in here into rink number 2. And here we go, friends. The face-off as the referee just goes through the final checks with the timekeeper's box for this afternoon's matchup here between the 3C's and GHC teams. It's the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live on Dolynny TV from rink 2. Building comes alive, the puck is down, and the 3C's Coyotes win it and push it ahead to the near side boards. It's some ugly broadcast angles here in Cold Lake on this rink too. We found that out last year, but we'll make do with it here. Cameraman Brennan's going to get a little bit more comfortable with things as we go along, but the Blaze will chase it back into their own end, get down and control the puck in the far side corner. The Coyotes will come out with a puck for a brief second, steer towards the net before the Blaze were able to move it behind. Now to the near side corner, and that's where we're going to have to really watch for things to disappear, is those near side and far side corners. Oh, well, I guess near side corners on both sides of the ice. As the Coyotes there, a little quick shot towards the net, couldn't get it going, and now another chop shot, and the save there from Zoe Morneau, sorry. I know I made that mistake last year. I can guarantee I'll make that a couple of more times this time, but this time the Inferno Blaze are able to get it back out, and a shot there from the Coyotes will go up and out of play, and we'll have a stoppage in play. 19:05 to go here in this first period of play. Welcome aboard, friends. My pleasure to have you. I'm Tyson Dolynny as we are off and running at the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships here in Cold Lake. The face-off outside of the Blaze zone. As the Coyotes try to push it forward, they'll get it across the blue line, but the Blaze pick up and they'll come back down the ice the other way. Coyotes, though, able to hold tight at the blue line and then play it back out, and they'll get it out into the neutral, and that will maybe create a 2-on-1 if they can slap it off the boards. Not a chance there for Cody James to do it, but pushing ahead is Shale Robertson, and now back to the point it comes after missing the stick, but the Blaze able to clear it out, and the Coyotes have to chase back to their own blue line, looking to move it ahead, and that will be again Cody James pushing this puck ahead into the Blaze zone. Now picked up there by Shale Robertson. The shot fired wide of the net and back to the near side boards, where the Blaze look once again to get it out. They'll be able to get it just to the blue line, but the Coyotes able to keep it in last second. Puck still on that near side board area, and this year I've got an extra monitor on the set here, so I'm having to duck and dodge, and thankfully I've got the wire covers here that I'm able to stand on and give me an extra 2-3 inches over top of the monitor. Coming out of that near side corner, the puck was played to the front of the net, cleared out immediately by the Blaze. It's going to go to the length of the ice, and friends, that will be our first icing call of this hockey game. 17:53 to go in the first period of play. So there you go. We are off and running, not too bad at all. As both teams looking to try and get this one started on the right foot. Zoe Morneau with the first save of the game so far, and I believe in net, if I've got it correctly, number 21 Parker Slemp for the Coyotes. The shot saved by Morneau off the point shot wrister, and this one will be fired again towards the net, goes through everybody in front, and now to the far side boards and played out into the neutral zone. Chasing back there will be Torin Johnson of the Coyotes. She'll play it ahead, and it'll be cut off there by the Blaze for a brief second before it's played ahead yet again by the Coyotes. They're across the Blaze blue line, down into that near side corner again, and it goes in behind the net. puck's fired around the boards this time by the Blaze. They're able to push ahead, and the Coyotes, though, stop them at the line, fire the shot, goes wide of the net. Pardon me as I had to step aside there for a second, but the Coyotes, again, able to keep it in. That's James keeping it in there one more time, and they'll go to the far side boards, kept in by the Coyotes still. They'll fire the shot, can't get it through traffic in front, blocked on that attempt, and now to the near side boards as it goes in behind on the soft dump to the far side corner. And the Blaze will once again try to get it out. There's a little battle there as the player falls down, and able to keep it alive are the Coyotes yet again, as the Blaze have now been hemmed in their own zone here a little bit. You can see tired legs out there as they're just trying to do anything to get it down the ice and get it out. And that's going to be a perfect clear for the Blaze, who get a line change, a much needed line change, and the Coyotes pick up here. Getting back the other way, Tristan Greenslade carries it ahead. Sorry, that's not Tristan Greenslade. That is number 14, Taylor Kern, picking the puck up and bringing it back the other way for the Coyotes. The Blaze stand tough at the blue line. They get it back out in the neutral zone, and they will carry to the near side boards, where they will get it past a couple of Coyotes defenders and back into the attack. Here's the shot, save made, first one of the game for Parker Slemp, and that one off the stick of Paige Irwin, as this one will be played back behind the net, and the Coyotes chasing around in their own zone for this little brief moment as the Blaze try to keep this one going in the offensive zone. And that was their first real sustained moment of pressure in the offensive zone, and they might get more here as a good little nifty play in the neutral zone keeps them alive. Another shot drifted towards the net, can't get towards Parker Slemp, so we'll have a tie up there in the near side boards. And this time too, I'm looking through a camera this year. I did not think this whole broadcast angle out. I think I left a little bit more space, and we'll make sure we leave a little bit more space for the game later on this afternoon. Parker Slemp with an absolute dangerous save right there in front. Good looking shot, good traffic in front, and there was a rebound available, but it was a good steer away from the player in front there for the Blaze. And Parker Slemp now tested a few times here in the past minute, making the save on everything coming her way so far. Puck to the near side boards, and this one will be tied up there a brief second by the Blaze. Both teams so far kind of 2.5 minutes where they've controlled the play each in each other's offensive and defensive zones. As here's coming back the other way. That was a breakaway pass just off the backhand into the zone, and an offside whistled at the Blaze blue line on the Coyotes. So we are rocking and rolling. 14:41 to go in this first period of play. We are not having too bad of a go, and I just want to make sure we're checking the comments here as we've got Tim Tuftoff in the 50 tuning in here. Welcome everybody tuning in. Glad to have you aboard for this 3C's and GHC matchup. Of course, live over on Rink 1, the Lakeland Jaguars, the host team in action, their first game of the tournament. And what I want to tell you about that, Patrick Phillips of the Oilers Fanatic here on YouTube, calling the game over on Cold Lake Ice TV. The Coyotes able to clear it out in the neutral zone, and they'll get it into Blaze possession. But a turnover there in the neutral zone, ties up for a few seconds before the Blaze hammer it back in. They'll go down low behind the goal line, where the Coyotes will have to make a play, a spin off the attacker, and there we go. It'll go to the far side boards. And that time, yes, that's Tristan Greenslade out there rocking number 4 for the Coyotes. I got it right this time, I promise you. Like I said, it gets better as we go along, sometimes even just a minute later. The puck now carried in behind the net there by Torrin Johnson. She'll try to move it ahead. Can't get it going, and it'll be batted around the zone. Player goes off for a line change. Had she been there, maybe a chance there for the Coyotes, but a perfect line change for the Blaze to take an opportunity to keep it in. But now busting back the other way, Shale Roberts into the forehand, the shot over top of the glove. And that one will go to the far side corner. Shot, another one directed there on Zoe Morneau, and a save that time. And now back the other way, the Blaze trying to cut through the middle. As two players collide, and the puck goes to the far side boards, and it'll be worked back up the other way for the Coyotes. They'll just get it into the Blaze end. And both teams getting into that feeling out process. We've kind of seen it open up here a little bit over the span of this first 7 minutes. Good pressure in both zones, and now it's just a matter of one team finding the back of the net, and we'll see what this game turns into. All right, here we go. That's the other side. We got to try and make sure my crew knows what we're doing. We're running a different crew than last year, and I really appreciate the Cold Lake High School students who came out to help us last year, but we got a little bit more of a veteran crew this year, and that's the beauty is, you know, we've all done this kind of somewhat sort of, but doing it all together for the first time ever is going to be an interesting go, as so far we're only about 7.5 minutes into this game, and we're rocking and rolling a scoreless hockey game. I guess we've got a scoreboard that I could have brought up for you, as the Coyotes will keep it in. There you go, look at that. See, I even did some graphics work this week, don't worry about me. But the Coyotes able to keep it in for a moment here as Shelby Unger comes into that puck for a moment. And the Blaze, though, turn it back over and get it out of the zone, as it'll be carried ahead now off of the blue line. Pick up by Kaylee Tucker. She's going to go for a little bit of a skate through the middle of the ice. Couldn't come up with the puck, and then is able to just tip it off her stick back into possession for her teammate there on the blue line of the Blaze, who loses her stick. 3 Blaze players kind of tangled her up there and was able to knock the stick out of her hand and spell off the chance. Coming back, though, the Coyotes attack, as they will go down below the goal line. Zora Morneau plays it there, chops it with the stick twice, finally covers up, and we've got to stop and play it again with 11:59 to go. In secondary 2, if you ever notice I'm missing a score, right? I watch the scoreboard pretty heavily, but if you're ever missing a score, you just let me know and we'll get it fixed up there. It's operator error usually when that happens, as this one's going to be worked back by the Blaze. They're going to get going down the ice here, and their first real good odd man chance the other way, but they couldn't spell it off into a middle of the ice pass. They still got the shot on Slemp, who I believe is also wearing an A out there for the Coyotes. So that's something you don't see every day, but I like it. I like it. The goaltender wearing a letter, and now the Blaze trying to keep it in. This one's going to be backhanded out by the Coyotes. We're going to come back into the Blaze zone here briefly as it's in front of the benches. And I know last year we had a couple timeouts late in a couple of games here on Rink 2, and that was really fun because you kind of got that really over-top angle of the huddle around the bench. That was fun. Oh, hold on here. I'll stop telling stories for a second. As the shot fired wide on a turnover high in the Coyotes zone, almost led to a chance there for the Blaze, but they fired it wide. Now this back in behind, Paige Irwin dancing around along the boards. Couldn't come up with that puck. The Blaze, though, fire another shot from the point. That one's belted down by the Coyotes, and they will get out of the zone and dance through. Ooh, what a move there, just barely offside. But Danica Lundy going to skate the stick and trying to go through the skates of a Blaze player at the same time. Almost had a beautiful little dangle around the defender to try and get a chance towards the net. Near side face-off just outside of the Blaze zone here. Coyotes are going to lose that one. The Blaze get possession in their own zone. That one fired off the literal blue paint of the boards. That's a hard area to hit, but a perfect spot for the Blaze to get it out, and then the Coyotes just fired it back into this near side corner. It'll be along the boards yet again, as the Blaze will look to see that one go down deeper in their own end. 2 players battling along the boards there. This one to the blue line, chopped back down by the Coyotes into that near side corner. And there's some games, I'll tell you, on Rink 2 here last year that I swear the entire 60 minutes was played in the near side corners on both ends, but so far this one not as bad as I think the worst one I had last year, but we've had a couple of moments there where I just have no clue what's going on in that near side corner, if I'm being honest with you. The Blaze coming up with it in their own zone here. They're going to play it ahead, and this carried there. I'm trying to get a number on there. That black on red is not so easy to read. I think that's number 12. Kaylin Wilkins carrying across the blue line. She'll be offside, though. We'll have a stoppage in play with 9:52 to go in a scoreless hockey game. I'm Tyson Dolynny. My pleasure to have you aboard. No. Keep that up. Keep that up. Keep that graphic up. As there we go. We'll get the 50-50 graphic back up here for you. Here, folks, we've got a 50-50 going on this weekend, as that's a save by Parker Slim on the dump in to the near side corner. But yeah, definitely, if you get a chance this weekend to check out the 50-50, please do that. I would say the best advice I could give you, take a picture of your screen and then just type it into your web browser, whatever you're using later. That's probably about the best way you could do it. You can kill that now if you want. The Coyotes are going to go back the other way. That's going to be fired up and to play into the stands. And I made mention of this when I first came over here on Wednesday night. There's no more netting on the near side here this year. I don't know if there ever was last year, but I've been into a lot of barns with netting all the way around lately, and that one kind of concerned me, especially I've got 3 high-priced items running this broadcast, and you saw how hot that puck just came into the stand. So we'll watch for that here at center ice over the course of the rest of the weekend. 9:10 to go here in the first period of play. The Blaze and Coyotes tied up alongside the left wing in the Coyote zone. Blaze come up with it. They'll fire it off of a player and get it out. That's offside if the Blaze touch it inside the blue. They don't, and they get onside just barely before it's fired back in. This one, the Coyotes will lean around the boards and get it back high in the zone, and be chopped there, back onto a Coyote stick, picked up by Torrin Johnson. She'll carry it out into the neutral, look for a pass to the middle. Everybody colliding there as the puck comes free, and that will be picked up by Torrin Johnson yet again, going for a skate this time. The shot and the glove save by Zori Morneau. That's about as good of a glove save as we have seen to start this hockey game. A little bit of a flash of the leather to start things off, and that's probably about the best chance I'd say we've seen in this hockey game so far as well. That was a beautiful save, and we are off and running now. If the goaltenders want to show off a little bit for us, I don't mind that. We obviously have some replays here as well available this weekend. I think the next stoppage of play. That's the only problem is, I think coming from the Junior A system in Bonnyville, Logan's going to have a little bit of a different feel to this hockey game, trying to work in some replays. I am for sure on that, but this puck's going to be worked back by the Blaze into, well, the neutral zone, and then the Coyotes chop it there after they gain possession and fire it down length of the ice in behind the net. Now the Blaze will pick it up and fire it off a player. Comes to the far side boards, directed to Morneau. She'll make the save yet again, and we'll have another stoppage in play. The only thing I will tell you, if you're counting on me to tell you the shots in this hockey game, we're going to have a problem, all right? I will be honest with you there, because they don't have shots on the score clock, and being honest with you, I don't even have a pen to keep track of the shots, nor do I think my squirrel brain would be able to keep track of shots at the best of times, as this one's going to be punched out by the GHC Blaze. I guess we kind of already answered that question just listening to the crowd here a few minutes ago, but the Blaze chopped this one back into the Coyote zone. The 3C's will fire it back into the neutral, and as long as we don't get trapped in one of those games where both teams can't transition through the neutral, I think we'll be just fine. Obviously, so far we've seen some good looks on net, so I don't think we have much to worry about there. Loading up the puck now is Kaylee Tucker, going across the blue line, looking to the backhand pass, hits the player in front, the short side shot. Oh, and the rebound on the far side of the crease was available, but the puck just flipped up over on the stick, and it'll be played there back towards the middle of the ice. The Blaze get a lucky bounce off of a Coyote stick, and they'll be able to clear the zone. Blaze now look to create their own couple of dangerous chances here, and that's kind of how it went earlier on in this hockey game, is the Coyotes dominated about the first 2:30, then the Blaze had a good 2:30, then we kind of opened up there a little bit, and now all of a sudden the Coyotes got a couple good looks, so we'll see if the Inferno can do that as well. And I think somewhere in there as well, the Inferno Blaze had some pretty good looks as well. I think there was one dangerous look that Parker Slemp had to make a pretty quick save on, as this one's going from the far side board, shot right in front, and hey, what was I saying? Talk about Parker Slemp having to make a good save on a quick shot right there. How about that one? Keep this one scoreless with 6:28 to go in this first period of play. So there you go, both goaltenders making some good saves in the past 2 minutes or so, and we are scoreless here in rink number 2. That's, I think, a little bit longer than rink number 1 went scoreless. The Jaguars scoring the first goal of the game over on rink 1 to kick us off with goal scoring in this tournament this weekend, as they did a lot of that last year, and they're looking to do the exact same this year, the host team, the Lakeland Jaguars. But this one's going to be fired around back to the point. The puck will be played there, and the Blaze will fire it down all the way, and that will go past Slemp. We'll have an icing call. 6 minutes remaining here in this first period of play. And it's been an all right hockey game so far. You know, not a bad one to kick off. Obviously, either team is right there in it right now, and the best part is we're still awaiting our first goal. So I'm having myself a good rocking and rolling, and of course I'll try and work in some guests during the course of the weekend. Oh, that's a dangerous deflection right down to the crease. So Morneau puts the skate against the post and then just kind of leans the left leg down on it, and that will be another stoppage in play. And you see, I think the GHC Blaze fans came with their cowbells ready, and obviously if you know anything about the Saddle Dome, more cowbell ain't a bad thing. And my camera guy on this setup can't even hear what I'm saying, so maybe I need to talk louder, or maybe you folks at home can hear me just fine, and my man just is having a hard time trying to keep his ears directed towards me. I don't know. Either way, the Coyotes back. The other way, the shot to the front of the net. Oh my goodness, what a chance there, as that one developed off a skate, and somehow, some way, Zoe Morneau with the wherewithal to make the save and direct it back behind the net. The Blaze trying to play this one out now after that dangerous chance. The Coyotes, though, get the turnover. They'll come back on the attack, back to the blue line, and it looks like we might have something coming here. We'll have a stoppage in play and a line change as the post has come off. That's what happened. I was like, I'm not seeing anything wrong with that far post, but I guess it was the near side post on our side of the rink that came loose in behind Zoe Morneau, and we will have a face-off to her left. Left-hand side, by the way, for Zoe Morneau. And this one will be worked out off the face-off by the Blaze, and they're going dump and chase here and skating away with it a little bit. As we got 5 minutes just there about to go in this first period of play in this scoreless hockey game, to the near side corner in the Coyote zone, played right in front of the net. Everybody missed it on the clear, and now back the other way. The Coyotes are going to get onto the attack here. Shale Robertson again directs it to the front of the net. She's chasing it down, still trying to keep this puck alive. The Coyotes missed it at the blue line, and it'll come all the way down to Parker Slemp, who will play it off the stick. Leave it right there for her defenseman. Who is that again? Number 9, Kaylee Tucker, as the puck comes off the boards there in a little bit of a collision, and it'll go over behind Slemp and picked up now by Taylor Kern. Played ahead. The shot comes off of the stick and again picked up by Tucker. Tucker will slam it off the boards, and this one will be played ahead. And coming away with this puck is Shelby Unger for a brief moment before she's held up, and we will have a penalty for interference here. It looks like is, I think, a call. Or did we have an offside? I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like we will indeed have a penalty. Referee is signaled, and Shelby Unger will go off for 2 minutes. So our first power play of the hockey game will go to the GHC Blaze with 4:14 to go here in this first period of play. My friends, welcome into Cold Lake. It looks like YouTube's alerting me that we've just hit 50 viewers on the stream, so thank you so much for choosing Dolynny TV for your choice of U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championship live from Cold Lake action this afternoon. Of course, live over on Cold Lake Ice TV and Rink 1 as well. The Blaze win the face-off. They'll fire the shot. A good stand-up block there. That was a heck of a play to just get right in front of it by Danica Lundy and then try and get back the other way. The Coyotes tried to get on the attack, and now the Blaze 2-on-2 back into the Coyote zone, directed down to Slemp, who will try and cover it up. The D-man kind of gets mixed up there briefly, and this one will be worked out off the stick of the Blaze into the neutral zone, and back the Blaze try to carry it in. This being picked up there is Danica Bryant bringing it in. Now chipped ahead. Bryant will get the puck back, fired off of a Coyotes defender, and this one will go into the far side corner. 3:35 to go with a $1:20 left in the penalty to the Coyotes as this one goes around the boards, fired there yet again. And to the near side, that is yet again picking it up Danica Bryant, and she'll fire it around behind the net as the Blaze continue to just work the boards on this power play, looking for an opportunity, an opening anywhere, but the Coyotes find it themselves, fire it down the ice, and this one will be fired ahead by Zoe Morneau. Not only can she make a glove save, but she can handle a puck as well. That's some hands right there from the goaltending position that I think you'll see the Blaze use at some point to stun a team if they don't see him in the round robin. This one worked down. 2:50 to go here in this first period with 35 seconds remaining on the penalty kill for the Coyotes. That one's worked around the boards and picked up there, and that will be worked out by Torrin Johnson. Fired down the length of the ice and around behind the net. Morneau just standing tough as waiting for that puck to be played out of the zone with exactly 18 seconds left in this penalty kill. Power play for both teams as the shot fired, and there you go, another glove save, and rather routine there for Parker Slemp, snagging that one and holding on for a stoppage in play with 11 seconds to go in the power play for the Blaze. We got 2:25 to go here in the first period. Just kind of make sure we're aware of that. And we've got folks tuning in from all over, it looks like, this afternoon. I know we're spread pretty well across the province of Alberta, and looks like North Carolina represented as well. As Slump again, we're applauding the glove saves there earlier. Well, how about that? Slump back-to-back stoppages, making the glove saves and keeping us scoreless here on this Blaze power play. 2:16 to go in the first period. The power play now over. We're back to 5-on-5. They had that door open there for a while, just waiting for that last 2 seconds to come off the clock. And now, obviously, coming to the bench was Shelby Unger, and we're back to 5-on-5 as another Coyotes player hopped over the boards. And this one will be worked back into the Coyote zone. We're inside the last 2 minutes to go here in this period of play to open up the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake. That's the beauty of a play to keep it on side. And now working to the near side boards. The Coyotes and Blaze trying to chase it down here in the neutral zone. They can't do it. Hammered back the other way. Go length of the ice. Goalie's got the glove up. That's an icing call, and we have another stoppage in play. This is kind of the situation, right? That power play was pretty much a lot of board play in the Coyote zone and then a couple of clears. And now we have an icing call immediately after against the Coyotes, and we'll see how they respond. Coyotes definitely have a much smaller roster than the GHC Blaze in this one, so that'll be interesting to see kind of who has the legs left by the end of the third period. But coming back the other way was Torrin Johnson looking to move the legs and get going. As again, Torrin Johnson will pick this puck up and go along the boards. Can't pick it up there after being muscled off the puck, and that will be a nice board clear by the Blaze down the length of the ice to evade the pressure with $1:10 left here in this first period of play. Maybe at some point I should drink some water if we're just going to come to the near side boards here. That might not be a bad idea as the Blaze hammer back into the Coyote zone. They'll pick it up, and I'm going to take a second to get some water as the Blaze pick this puck up, fire it towards the net, stopped in front not once but twice. And with 48 seconds going, we don't do tenths of a second over here in rink number 2, so apologies if it feels like a thing lasts forever, but there is going to be a Blaze penalty as the stick takes down Torrin Johnson, and we will have a penalty upcoming to the Blaze. And the Blaze player fell down on the same play, ended up crashing in the end boards, gets up no problem, so we are good to rock and roll. Not who I thought they were going to take. Looks like they're taking off, I believe that's either Madison Law or Morgan Barron going to the box. Looks like Madison Law is the guilty party on that tripping call. I thought the player that was still standing at the end of the altercation there going into the boards was who was taking the penalty, but I guess not. And we'll have a face-off with exactly 35 seconds remaining, and maybe a chance here for the Blaze to clear it. What a diving play to keep that in. Last second, and still, that one just finally came over to the blue line, and players definitely grinding it out here in the last few seconds of this first period. The Coyotes looking to get one last chance on net with 16 seconds, though it's cleared down the length of the ice. And the Blaze get the full 200-foot clear. That means we got 7 seconds and one last potential rush for the Coyotes as they will work it back out. And here's loading up Torrin Johnson to the outside, but time runs out and we will have the end of the first period scoreless with $1:25 remaining in the Coyotes power play when we return. Friends, thank you for tuning into this first period of play. We'll run our sponsors here right quick, and we'll get rocking and rolling back here in a matter of a few moments. It's scoreless as we head into the first period intermission. Second period coming up here in about 15-20 minutes time. I'm Tyson Dolynny. Thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast. We'll catch you in a few minutes, friends. It feels like it's a little bit colder in here than it was last year. If I'm making any observations here through the one period of play, obviously it's a scoreless game between the Coyotes and the Blaze, and we're just still in the first period intermission. If you're just tuning in, and no, we're good. We'll let our sponsors run. If you're unfamiliar with what's the situation, this is Tyson Dolynny for Dolynny TV here live in rink number 2. Going to cover you through this intermission for a little bit. Just want to extend a big welcome to Cold Lake and a big thank you for being here with me. Honestly, this is, as I said off the top in the pregame, I am not going to be able to measure my success without having you be a part of it this weekend. So to everybody be back home watching right now, I really appreciate you watching. I really appreciate you being a part of my success this weekend, and obviously to being a big part of what is going to be an absolutely awesome weekend for these girls here in Cold Lake. Obviously that's what it's really all about this weekend, is making this experience mean the most to each and every one who comes to this tournament and plays even a stitch of a second in these games this weekend. We've got 7 broadcasts live from rink number 2 this weekend. Of course, Cold Lake Ice TV has a grand total of 5 over there. I've got coverage of the gold medal game for you on Sunday. We have 2 ways that broadcast could go, but by the end of tonight we'll know, and I'll kind of inform you on Saturday morning what the plan for Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. is. That's kind of what we're all here for, right? Yes, are we here to watch the GHC Blaze and the 3C's Coyotes go to battle here on a Friday afternoon game? Sure, but it's for what this game means going into the semis on Sunday morning, and then yes, the gold medal game at 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. Just as we get going here, my apologies to everybody back home who had to listen to me stumble through the play-by-play there early in that first period. It's been an interesting start to this one. I didn't pick up the program. I didn't know where they were, to be honest with you. I never went looking around the rink. For one, I was too busy doing some other stuff yesterday, so I never got a chance to study the program as of yet. And pretty much the first time you heard me read names here on the stream this afternoon, that was the first time I was reading the names. That, as the broadcaster, might be a little bit of an F on the report card for prep work, but everything else has gone out without a hitch, so I'll not mind that at all. But just for a brief moment here, friends, I'm going to step aside and once again play a message from our presenting sponsor. You're going to be able to recite it like I can by the end of the weekend, I promise you that. But again, a big thank you and a big shout out to Andrew and the team from Radon Care for stepping up and sponsoring our broadcast here this weekend in Cold Lake on Rink 2, and really helping us spread a little bit of awareness too with the radon issues here in Alberta. All right, let me step aside and let me take you through what you need to know about Radon Care here in Edmonton and Calgary. Hey friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny here for Radon Care Measurement Mitigation, just to talk to you about radon exposure here in Alberta. Over the past year, Health Canada has sent out pamphlets to Albertan residences encouraging homeowners to test their houses for potential radon exposure. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what Radon Care can do for you in that process. Radon Care is a C-NRPP certified radon measurement and mitigation company, and if you visit radoncare.ca, they have an array of testing options to let you figure out if indeed you have a radon issue within your house. And if you do, Radon Care is also a certified mitigation specialist for radon. And the benefit there is, guess what? Any home can be fixed. So my friends, when you're talking radon next, whether it be at the dinner table, whether you're on radoncare.ca later today, tell them Tyson Dolynny sent you from Dolynny TV. And thanks for tuning in this weekend to the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake. All right, once again, I just want to make mention, if you do know anything about radon or you are interested in testing your home for potential radon exposure, go to radoncare.ca, check out the website, and contact Andrew and the team once your test is complete. If you do indeed need mitigation, Andrew and the team would love to help you out. Any home can be fixed, so that's the big thing there, is if you got a problem, it can be fixed, no problem, by Andrew and the team at Radon Care. Friends, we're back to action here at Rink 2. That was a quick 15 minutes. I don't remember the intermissions taking that little bit of time last year, but again, last year doing it for the first time. Everything's brand new this time around. What do you say? We got the veteran experience up here in the broadcast booth. Why not do it again and have a little bit more fun? And if everything wants to speed up and go a little bit faster, don't mind me at all. The Coyotes will line up on the opposite side of the ice from the first period, where they've got their power play for the next $1.25 to go here to begin this period. And obviously, too, if you want to flip that route. Okay, never mind. He ended up zooming in a little bit too much. So Brandon screwing with Logan. I'm screwing with both of them. It is what it is, and we'll make it happen here. The Blaze, though, short-handed to begin this period of play, and we have a stoppage in play. And the Blaze player has been directed to the other penalty box. So, hey, you know what? It's not just us doing it for the first time this afternoon. It is the players, it is the coaches, it is the penalty and timekeepers, everybody doing things for the first time this weekend. So bear with us, we'll get it going. The Blaze, though, see the face-off loss, and the Coyotes get a glorious chance right over the start, and another tip in front there goes wide of the net. Morneau being under duress here early in the period. And that'll be a penalty for a cross-check, I would imagine, as we will have, a cross-check coming up with 19:42 to go to the Blaze here. That is Paige Irwin going to the box. And you always end up going through the program and kind of seeing names that stick out for one reason or another. Paige Irwin's been all around it here to begin this hockey game in the first period and 18 seconds. And unfortunately not around a good spot, ended up in the box right to begin this period, and a two-man advantage for the Coyotes. They've had some chances, they're looking to capitalize here. Morneau, though, off the glove, a big save, and now to the near side boards. This one will come around to the corner where the Coyotes will try to keep playing it ahead into the middle of the ice, loading up the shot, fired wide of the net. Comes into the near side boards yet again, picked up by the Coyotes. They'll go down along the boards, and this one will bounce off a stick and go in down behind the net. That is Danica Lundy playing it behind the net, and now played in front there off the backhand of Shael Robertson. And we'll have a stoppage in play with 19:09 to go. And I want to say I remember seeing Zoe Morneau here last year. That's a name that sounds familiar. Again, F for prep work. That's something I'll remind you all weekend. But I think she was pretty fantastic last year if she was here in the goaltender for the team I remember last year. So we'll see if that continues to be the trend this year. So far, so good for the goaltender in net for the Blaze this afternoon. Puck played back at the blue line there by the Coyotes. It will come to the near side on the blue line. Now walking down to the near side dot, and another save for Morneau on the shot from Trista Greenslade. And we have a stoppage in play yet again. And that's the benefit here, is the Blaze are getting saves, that they're down 5-3 in terms of players on the ice, and surviving so far to begin this second period of play. Back to Greenslade at the blue line, now across to the far side, back to Greenslade, and walking down to that dot again, fired wide of the net. Good looking shot from that shooting angle, but goes wide that time, and then a miscue at the blue line, and hopping out of the box is one of the Inferno Blaze players, and that one will almost scramble up, but skating straight to the bench was the player, and then all of a sudden colliding with their own teammates were two Blaze players, and now 18:22 to go as we've got 40 seconds left in this penalty to the Blaze. And this one will come cutting through the middle of the ice. Karen Johnson, I believe that is, fires the shot. Morneau equal to the task. Torin Johnson cutting through, getting that shot on net. Making the save, though, was Morneau. And all of a sudden here, to start this second period of play, I was joking about the shots on goal earlier. Well, the Coyotes are piling them up here to begin this second period of play. 18:08 to go. The puck is down. Chopped there by two sticks. The Coyotes able to come up with it. 3C's wheeling around the zone. And wheeling and dealing, and then all of a sudden losing an edge and falling to the ice is cleared out by the Blaze on the penalty kill. 17:52 to go. There is exactly 10 seconds left in the second consecutive Blaze penalty, and this one will be carried ahead. Blaze able to turn it back, and there you go, a 5-on-3, and just about a few minutes extended of penalty kill time killed off by the Blaze, and we'll have a chop there along the far side boards as Blaze will try and come up with this puck around behind the net. Some spectators getting in the way there as we'll go around the boards for the far side, and that one will be chipped back down by the Coyotes, and now my cameraman's in the way, but don't mind me as I try to find a good angle to see the action as the Blaze come back the other way or across the Coyotes blue line, still pushing for it. Paige Irwin, shot from the side of the net, goes off the side of the net, and that'll come into the near side boards, chipped there by the Coyotes, and it'll come on out and carried ahead by Danica Lundy across the blue line. A nifty move to the middle, a shot towards the net, goes wide again, and Lundy again feeds to the far side of the crease. And you saw, I don't know if you caught it on camera, but Zori Morneau kind of took a double take where that pass came from that almost found the back door, but that one, 16:42 to go here in the second period. Another good look for the Coyotes early in this second period. Obviously, the two power plays have helped out tremendously in that department. But once we were back to 5-on-5, they got a couple more chances, and they're looking to load up here again in the neutral zone as they'll carry across. Torrin Johnson fires the shot. Morneau bodies it up, makes another save, and the Blaze will clear it the length of the ice, and that will be an icing call. Ooh, my goodness. That is as tight to an icing call as you can possibly get, going off the outside of the post. And now to the near side. Shot directed away there by the goaltender Slemp, and it will be worked back down into the far side corner. Battled there. That's number 3, Paige Curtis, battling for the Blaze. Couldn't get the forecheck to come up successful, so the Coyotes, for the meanwhile, able to clear to the near side boards and out of the zone as Unger tapped it ahead. This one picked up by Robertson, dancing through the middle. Here's the shot. Scores! Left side on Zoe Morneau. And just like that, Shale Robertson has scored the first goal here in Rink 2 action this weekend. The 3C's Coyotes take the lead 1-0. If you want to replay that, a nice cut to the middle by Robertson, and then just fires a good wrister. Beats Morneau one-on-one with the D closing in. And it is a 1-0 lead for the 3C's Coyotes. You saw that replay there. Yeah, guess what? I don't think I've made mention of it, but we did step up one thing this year. We got replays on rink number 2. Logan doing a fantastic job bringing us that one, and of course actually cueing me to pay attention this time, so thank you very much on that. And what do we got going on here? Yeah, all right. Yeah, we just have to move some stuff around on the tripod here in the next intermission, and we will have a face-off at center ice following the goal. 15:42 to go in this second period of play. That one will be worked there, and the puck played ahead. You always kind of see who's comfortable on the mic in the timekeeper's box if they announce goals and assists. And we're waiting to see if we're going to have that announcement here in the next few seconds. As it's worked down below the goal line in the Coyotes zone as they look to transition out. They couldn't get it along the boards up and out of the zone. It was kept in at the blue line for a brief second, played to the middle there. And that was actually keeping it in the blue line. Don't think I've mentioned her yet this afternoon. Lucy Daly keeping it in the blue line for the Blaze. She'll play it off the referee this time, and this one will be batted around behind the boards. 15 minutes exactly remaining here in this second period of play. To the near side it comes, and it's along the boards there as that one. I do not have that kind of range. My pardon. I was trying to dance around and find the middle of the ice, but I couldn't get it going, and this one's going to come to the near side. Picked up there by the Coyotes, Cody James, and again, dancing around you is going to be difficult all night, Brandon, but this one to the near side boards. I should pick this up and actually have my names here, as that one's battled right in front of that guest logo. I think that's kind of in the way too of what we're trying to see, as that's continuing to battle there, and this one will go along the boards and now worked out by the Blaze for a brief moment. The Coyotes low pressure right back. Here is Robertson following her goal back on the ice, trying to get another one, and this one chopped to the middle, but a nice play there by the Coyotes to keep it alive. Robertson dancing around with the puck. 14:06 to go here in this period, and there's a play to the middle. I didn't see how that one came off the boards, but it's a scramble, and Morneau jumps on it with the glove. Another stoppage in play here. 13:59 to go in this second period, and I mean, we've had some solid saves from both goaltenders and some really good awareness from both goaltenders when to try and handle the puck a little bit more than they should or try to cover it up immediately. And Morneau's had a couple of those here so far. This one's going to go playing off of Unger. I think that might have caught her in the helmet. It was kind of a weird thud. I heard that in the arena. I don't know if you caught that on the broadcast mic here, but there was some kind of weird thud that sounded a little off for hitting the boards. Definitely hit something else on the way through, as this one's going to go dance off the boards here, but the Blaze couldn't get it into the middle of the ice, and the Coyotes able to get it on out, back into the neutral, back through the middle, and here's now an opportunity. Shot bodied up by Morneau, the rebound. So that's a beautiful shot by Danica Lundy, and then the follow-up was denied, and here's Lundy again with the puck. Back to Greenslade, down low, played off the end boards, and now all the way over to Torrin Johnson. This one played into the middle, and again, that's what I'm talking about. The wherewithal, that puck's coming in. There's players standing all around me. I better just cover it up. And another dangerous couple of chances in the Blaze zone. Go by the wayside thanks to Zoe Morneau covering up the puck and getting the face off to her right. 13:10 to go here in this second period of play. And they are playing the music aggressively here in the rink. And that might be a copyright issue post-game. We'll have to see if I get the emails. But the hammer shot, that's probably the best slap shot I've seen all game. That was an absolute bullet from the blue line there by Kaylee Tucker, and the Coyotes able to keep it alive. 12:53 to go. Fired down the ice, and that one escapes off the boards for an icing call. Thought maybe it clipped escape, but it'll go the length, and we will have another stoppage of play, an icing call all the way back into the Blaze zone. So the Coyotes, they've definitely come back, followed up the goal with some good sustained pressure, and they're looking to capitalize here if they can get another chance on Morneau. The Blaze, obviously, they will look to clear it here off the face-off win. They will battle the Coyotes along, pretty much dancing with the linesman, who's just trying to get out of the way, more or less, but trapped in by 5-6 players there for a brief moment. Now to the near side boards, the Coyotes trying to keep it alive. They will, as that's picked up by Robertson to the middle. The shot blocked in front. And again, I got to realize I don't have that much range with the cord I'm working with. I'm going to unplug myself here, and then you're going to hear nothing. But the Blaze able to work it down the length of the ice, and that's going to hit Parker Slemp right on the tape. So the Blaze have had 2 clears this period that have been just right on it. And that one was hit the money this time. And so did the last one off the outside of the post. But here's the Blaze seeing the Coyotes transition in. A shot there from Cody James, who had a little bit of an animation skating to the bench there after shooting that puck wide. As that one's going to be picked up by the Blaze, backhanded there, and a couple players collide as another player comes away with it for the Coyotes. Paige Irwin with the backhander as this one's picked up by Torrin Johnson. She's going to carry across, shot, and what a nifty play there by Zoe Morneau to hit it with the glove, tip it up, or hit it with the stick, tip it up into the glove, and just whistle this one down with 11:32 to go here in this second period. And I don't know if I made mention, Judy, if you're still watching, thank you for tuning in all the way from Selma, North Carolina, I want to say is NC. I'm not very familiar with the full terms, but if you are indeed tuning in from North Carolina, thank you for tuning in. I've actually got a coworker down in North Carolina area this weekend on a little bit more fun than I think most of us get to have on a April day in Canada. I can say beaches and sunshine and plus 20, but this one's going to be worked by the Blaze to the far side boards and cleared out, and that's going to go length of the ice, but waved off there by the secondary linesman. And then that one took a quick turn. That was almost disaster for the Coyotes. A directed puck kind of just found its way onto the tape of Trista Greenslade, and she didn't really realize she had it, and it hits the pads of Slemp and goes wide of the net, thankfully. But the Coyotes that close to a little bit of self-created disaster, and we'll have a tripping call coming up here against the Coyotes. So Robertson will go to the box with 10:37 to go here in this second period of play. 1-0 still the lead for the Coyotes, and oh hey, what am I saying? I was telling you folks back home to make sure I update the text on the score graphic as best I can, and we've been rocking a 0-0 game for most of that first period and obviously most of that second period. Oh my goodness, I have to add another, I have to unduplicate that. So it's 1-0 for the Coyotes here. Apologies if you're watching back home and it was a 0-0 game on your screen, but Coyotes to the penalty kill here, and it was almost a power kill, as they will, actually it is indeed a power kill. They've drawn a penalty here against the Blaze, and we will have 4-on-4 for $1:39 to go in the 4-on-4. And now I just have to add a text thing here and see if we can't get this going, as we're going to try and rock and roll that. 0 if we can, good. And I want to change the color of that. So you're watching this all on the fly. Trust me, I'm a professional, I guess is what I should be saying, but I'm really not. And, that's where we're at. I like to think better that I should have that, but there's a nice save by Zoe Morneau, and I'm turning that 0 all kinds of left, right, and center here. So let's make it a little bit bigger and see if we can't handle it up there. There we go. We're almost there, friends. And on the Radon Care scoreboard, we've just about got a 0-0 game once again. I'm going to handle this down. We're going to have a whistled down stoppage in play after that Morneau cover, where we're just going to kind of hold up here. And I'm not sure what they're trying to figure out. Oh, they've got the penalty on the wrong score clock, so we've got to figure that one out. And Samantha, tuning in from France this year to watch your team. Well, good afternoon and welcome. I don't think it's afternoon in France. I think it would probably be, if I've got the time change right, about 9:30, 10 o'clock somewhere over there in France. Of course, if you want to tell me, I love time zones. I love time change. Love it. So any information you can pass along, fantastic. But we are rocking and rolling here this afternoon. And this is, I will tell you a little bit behind the scenes broadcasting tips and tricks here. It's kind of one of the weirdest things in hockey, especially with this being a much smaller, more intimate rink, is when it gets really quiet in here, the only person making any noise other than a couple hand rattlers or cowbells is me. And it all of a sudden you become aware of it, and you suddenly have to just make an acknowledgement of it on the broadcast, because it's just nothing really else to say, as we're still trying to sort this out on the time clock. All the players standing still here, but we're rocking and rolling, and there we go. We should be ready to rock here, as they are going to just let it roll, I guess, is the call from the officials. And all right, we'll come back the other way. So make sure we know it's 4-on-4 for the next $1:27. Obviously, I think the penalty is in the right position for the Coyotes, so that's really all that matters. Yes, because the Coyotes are up that 1-0 on the Robertson goal, so we should be good to go. The Blaze, if you've seen the score clock, are the home team this afternoon, and the Coyotes the away team, with exactly $1:05 left in the 4-on-4, tied up along the end boards there. Coyotes are able to come up with it. I'm going to take a sip, because I think we've got just a brief second in the action here, where we're going to be able to rock and roll. And that is indeed, as it was a nice carry through the neutral zone, and then what a pass there. Just a beautiful little touch pass from Kaylee Tucker over to Danica Lundy, and that almost created an opportunity in front. Kind of goes by the wayside though, and now both teams battling for that puck. The Blaze came up with it. They fired it around the boards. We're 4-on-4, and this one will be shot tipped there by Lundy. Beautiful little tip there off the side of the pad of Morneau, and then the shot again, trying to fake out Morneau. She just stuck with her, able to make the save, and this 4-on-4, a couple good chances for the Coyotes, slapped down the boards by the Blaze, and that should allow them to get to the power play. But here's how about picking up that puck and firing it on net. Number 14, Danica Bryan to the Blaze, and that's how you turn it around rather quick. And now the clock ran down an extra second there, but I don't mind that, I guess, and we'll just see what comes of this face-off with number 8, Paige Irwin, taking the draw, and this stepping in there was Shale Robertson to the right wing. It's 4 on 4 or 5 on, I guess, yeah, 5 on 4. I just had my numbers backwards. The Coyotes to the power play here as the Blaze with the penalty. I guess I've got things backwards, but it is what it is. And they'll come back out the other way. Robertson's going to come across the blue line. Fire the shot again, blocked there by the Blaze's Lucy Daly. He's had a couple of blocks and a couple of good keep-ins so far this game. To the middle of the ice, the shot loads up. Another looking for the tip play, but couldn't get it down. And Zoe Morneau able to fire that puck into the corner. It came back to the blue line. Robertson will chip that one there in the middle of the ice. And a shot coming up, blocked in front. Another shot, and what a save there from Zoe Morneau. That was a scramble about 4 feet out of the crease, and Zoe Morneau sliding around a couple times, makes the save and denies the puck, and we will have a face-off to her left with 7:53 to go here in this second period of play. And both goaltenders, right, we're 1-0 more than halfway into this game. I love when the goalies come to play in a tournament like this. Obviously, that's what you're here for, is to play down to the very last goal, and that's fantastic to see both goaltenders starting off hot. Slump's been equal to the task so far in this one, and Morneau definitely tested a lot heavier here in this second period. Has been making save after save after save since that Shale Robertson goal to lead us off the goal scoring here in Rink 2. Friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny. If you're just tuning in, I see we're just about to eclipse 60 viewers live, so definitely feel like there's a couple of more of you tuning in halfway through this hockey game. Kind of just gave you the recap there. That's about all you need to know. There's obviously been some penalties. There's been some stuff along the way, but realistically, it's the Shale Robertson goal and, of course, the goaltending from Slump and Morneau that have gotten us to this 1-0 Coyotes lead so far here in this second period of play, as they're going to carry it ahead. That's going to be worked into the zone by the Coyotes, and then a dangerous couple of chances there. Batting the puck loose was Claire Moore, and then a follow-up by Danica Lundy. As the Coyotes, as I mentioned, playing with a shorter roster than the Blaze, but the Coyotes have definitely had some players getting to the net and doing their thing and putting the pressure on the Blaze. Obviously, as I said, how long that pans out long term is going to be an interesting part here. The Coyotes have come to play early in this first half, and another slap shot, and they've had a couple of that. And I think that once again loading that up was Kaylee Tucker, who had just an absolute blast earlier in this second period. This one's going to be picked up by Tucker. She'll get across the blue line. The shot comes in, blocked in front once again. And you need me not tell you who that was blocking that puck. Lucy Daly standing tall and blocking another shot, and now clearing it out thanks to the help, I believe, of number 3, Paige Curtis, getting that one off the boards of the blue line. But loading up now is Torrin Johnson for the Coyotes. She'll just see it go past her own teammate and then pick it up again. She'll go dancing through 2 defensemen there and can't get it through as this one comes back to the front of the net and middle of the ice area, and picked up there by Curtis, who will battle it off the boards and get it out of the zone. But this one, miscue there by the defenseman for the Coyotes, still able to avoid disaster and get it back into the Blaze zone. The Blaze just looking for that one opportunity to get down the ice. Coyotes have definitely controlled the pace of play here in this second period of play. But with 5:54 to go in a 1-goal game, all it takes is a weird hop on a shot towards the net for the Blaze, and they'll be right back in here. And that's been the best part, is goaltenders have been sharp, so getting that's going to be tough, but that's realistically all it's going to take for this to be a tie game. And what I learned last year is there is actually ties in this tournament, so that I believe at one point complicated things last year, so we'll see if that at all comes in to be a factor at any point this weekend. But this one back there for the Blaze, they'll fire it off of Kaylee Tucker, standing tall at her own blue line, and now picked ahead there by the Blaze, and that was looking like it was about to develop into something, but a quick stick by the Coyotes, able to keep it over to the zone. Line change though for the Coyotes, kind of forces Tucker to have to come and play that puck, as it'll come off of the boards, battled there by the captain for the Blaze, number 11, Carmen Saramantio. Sorry, let me look at that again. Carmen Sarmiento. Sarmiento, I think, is what we're supposed to be going. Of course, I think we've got some folks tuning in, Judy in particular, and Samantha. If you can at all correct me on any of the names anytime I trip up, I'd be grateful for that. 4:37 to go here in this second period of play. 57 of you watching back home. Thank you so much for choosing Dolynny TV to watch this U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships on. It's the Blaze and the Coyotes so far. 4:37 to go in this second period of play. Like I said, it's a 1-0 game. So as much as we've had a good one so far for over half a hockey game, there hasn't been much in the goal scoring department. The goaltenders standing tall, and the defense is their credit as well. Both teams have stood tall at times at their own blue line when they've needed to spell off a couple of dangerous chances against, and that's been the key so far for the Coyotes here. Is they've definitely in this second period stood tall at their own blue line and kept the Blaze out of their own end. 4:10 to go here. A nice play off the end boards resulted in Zoe Morneau having to play that puck, but never really came to fruition. And I guess I should tell Logan here, anytime you want me to do any replay with you, you just tap me, let me know. I have a tendency to talk myself silly sometimes, and obviously if you've been watching back home, you might have already figured that out. Or if you watched it all last year, or if you watch regularly here on Dolynny TV, you know enough about me at this point to make an assumption, and I have no problem with that. A little bit of direction off the face-off here for the Blaze as they just queue up the face-off play in their own zone to the left of Zoe Morneau. Once again, try and not forget how much cord I have. The shot save made by Morneau off of the hip, and it'll come back the other way. This one will be played there off the clear by the Blaze, by the Coyotes as they load up the attack. Coming across the lines, Lundy back to the middle. Following it up is Unger. The shot saved by Morneau with Lundy literally right on top of her. And that's another beautiful save for Morneau, but hold up a minute here. Morneau getting up slowly. The linesman tending to her. As I said, it was Lundy going hard into Morneau. And it looks like we're going to have just a brief moment here. Referee's going to check over Morneau, make sure she's all good. Pretty hard collision in the crease following the save. Obviously, Lundy was in a pretty good position there to begin, but Morneau's going to shake it off. Yeah, if this is the same goaltender I was dealing with last year for the GHC squad, she's tough. 3:31 to go here in the second period of play. Also, if anyone could get rock and roll. And so Blaze cap. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just seeing the message from Jennifer here on the captaincy. I don't know if they've got another player wearing the C. I saw a letter and I was pretty sure it was a C. So if that's an error by me, I will gladly own that as we're just getting introduced to everything this weekend. So I'm sure we'll have some other ones that you guys can answer up here for us. But Jennifer, thank you for answering that one as well. As this one's being worked back by the Blaze, and 2:51 to go here in this second period of play. We have a stoppage in play. The post has come off yet again, so of course, right, things are going to happen during the course of the game. We'll have some weird stoppages that I'm not paying attention to, but as we get into a rhythm, as we get into a flow, it'll all just become natural and part of the game. At game time, 3 p.m. on Sunday, I promise you that. Here's the puck played there, and okay, so that is a fill-in captain. That is a C up there for Carmen Sarmiento. So that's where we're sitting. We've got, I'm just saying I'm not crazy. That's all. I'm just confirming that one. I'm seeing that with my own eyes for real this time, making sure we're good. Oh, we're ready to go. And Samantha is the true captain. All right. That's what I'm thinking here, and I'm just looking here. Samantha obviously down in France. So all right. I guess I don't need to double check the pronunciation on the last name because that's not going to be an issue this time around, I guess. All right, 2:11 to go here in the second period. like I said, we're making it up as we go. I got the rosters and I got kind of the gist of what I'm supposed to be saying on broadcast about 10 a.m. this morning. So that's not necessarily anyone's fault here on the organizing committee. That's all on me. Not looking for anything during the course of yesterday when it was definitely available. I know it was definitely available, but we'll make do. The Blaze guilty of an icing call there. $1:55 to go here in the second period of play. 1-0 for the guest side, the Coyotes. The 3C's, Consort, Coronation, and I've already forgotten the third C, but don't you worry. We'll get that queued up here. Trying to reinforce this in my brain because that's something I want to make sure we're aware of. It's Consort, Coronation, and Castor. That's the one that I didn't have entering the tournament, so if you see me forgetting on that one, that's the only one I didn't know of earlier on in walking in here on Wednesday. So my apologies to you fine folks back from either of those areas, but as we're getting going here. We've got $1:23 to go. Logan's already queued up and gotten the ads ready for the intermission so I can take a break. Trust me, I'm going to be waiting for that break in the third period of the game following this one. That's going to be much needed. $1:10 to go here as the Blaze will see the Coyotes chip it to the far side corner. Icing call. And we're good to go. And James, thank you. Sarmiento. Sarmiento. Is that so hard? No, I can do that. I got that. We got this figured. Thank you so much, James. We're walking our way through this one. First game and obviously two. If you tune back in for the second broadcast tonight, the only broadcast going after these two games on Rink 1 and Rink 2 follow up. You'll see me doing the exact same thing just for some different teams. But this one's going to be played out by the Coyotes. Carried ahead. Here is Lundy, and she scores! The drag around and scores that one. A beautiful goal. Lundy picks it up, and that will be a 2-0 lead for the Coyotes. And that was some explosiveness right there. Just cutting around the defender and right to the forehand, burying it. Blocker side on Zoe Morneau. And with 46 seconds to go, this game changes once again. Now a 2-0 lead for the Coyotes. And let me just go quickly get this changed up. Hey, I'm on it this time. Don't you worry about me. I got you. As we're going to be 2-0 for the Coyotes. Icing call immediately following the opening face-off after the goal. And we are up to 39 seconds to go. All right. No, Jennifer, I appreciate it. Like I said right off the top in the pregame, anybody able to help me out and make sure I'm doing as best a job as I can, that is greatly appreciated. The host committee has done a tremendous amount for me, but the rest is up to everybody back home to make sure I'm looking as best I can. And I again thank everybody tuning in for helping correct me so far through this broadcast, and we'll need you the rest of the way home, as this one's going to be played there. Fired by the Blaze, back into possession for the Coyotes at their own blue line. They fire it off the heel of the linesman at the blue line. He was trying his best to get out of the way and allow the board play to happen, but it just clipped him in the back of the heel, and the Blaze, though, able to regain the puck with 2 seconds to go. The buzzer sounds, and that will do it for the second period of play. All right, we have a stoppage of the game. We'll roll the ads in just a second as Zoe Morneau rolls off the ice. The linesman and the referee having a little bit of a consultation at center ice. And that will do it for the second period of play. Friends, I'll be back in a brief moment, but we will take a few minutes to relax here in this second intermission. Goodness. So by the way, I've just been talking to myself, legitimately. I've been sitting up here yammering about absolutely nothing all to myself. I thought you folks back home could hear me, but unfortunately you couldn't. So let's try that again. I guess what I was saying in my message there about nothing, but it's actually something quite important that I mentioned here on the broadcast is I just want to give a huge shout out to the host committee here in Cold Lake for allowing me to come back home for another year in a row to broadcast this tournament. I feel like a lot of you folks tuning in, I think specifically for the 3C's Coyotes side, and I think maybe potentially for the Blaze side as well. You wouldn't know necessarily that I was doing this last year, and I really just have given you two periods of kind of what you saw last year out of me, but it really is something that I am so appreciative that the host committee had me back. And what I was saying and what I was joking about is it didn't come without a lack of pressure from me, or a heavy dose, I guess. Sorry, I was double negative there. Heavy dose of me applying pressure on the host committee to make this tournament happen and have me back yet again. But that's a testament of what a good job they did last year and what a good job they've done to get it going yet again this year, and how much fun I had last year. Quite honestly, Cold Lake's home. Been gone from here for about 5 years down south. For those of you watching back in Calgary, I actually work out of Airdrie, so you'd be familiar with my territory, and I'm in Calgary pretty much 4 days a week. So it's not like I don't have good southern Alberta roots now at this point, but Cold Lake is home. Cold Lake's been home for a big chunk of my life, and it's always a great time when I come home and just enjoy a weekend at the rink. And obviously too, as you see, I'm talking over top of the sponsor slides here for you, give you something to listen to while you look at everybody that's come together and put the money in to make this weekend happen. And that's the big thing. It takes an absolute community to make something like this happen. We have fantastic facilities, we have fantastic host committee, we also have fantastic sponsors here in Cold Lake and you're seeing a lot of them. I mean, a lot of these sponsors that you're seeing are sponsors that I've been dealing with since time eternal, to be quite honest with you. Back in 2012 when Imperial Place was the only arena at the Cold Lake Energy Center, and it was brand new, had just opened, and was state of the art, blew me away as a 16-year-old kid in Cold Lake. Let me tell you, these sponsors, most of them that you're seeing on these slides, have been here sponsoring tournaments like this since way back then, and I will give you a little secret, since even before then, long before then. So it's fantastic to see that the community is still doing what it's doing all these years later, and obviously to be a part of it all these years later is pretty dang special on my part. But we're just about ready to get this second period underway. I'm going to step aside, of course, run you our presenting sponsor this weekend on Dolynny TV's ad, and we'll get to action here in a Hey friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny here for radon care measurement and mitigation, just to talk to you about radon exposure here in Alberta. Over the past year, Health Canada has sent out pamphlets to Albertan residences encouraging homeowners to test their houses for potential radon exposure. Today I want to tell you a little bit about what Radon Care can do for you in that process. Radon Care is a C-NRPP certified radon measurement and mitigation company, and if you visit radoncare.ca, they have an array of testing options to let you figure out if indeed you have a radon issue within your house. And if you do, Radon Care is also a certified mitigation specialist for radon. And the benefit there is, guess what? Any home can be fixed. So my friends, when you're talking radon next, whether it be at the dinner table, whether you're on radoncare.ca later today, tell them Tyson Dolynny sent you from Dolynny TV. And thanks for tuning in this weekend to the U18 Female B Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships live from Cold Lake. All right, you folks back home just missed the audio blast here in the arena. Timekeeper's box wanted to make sure we were alive and well. Yep, there you go. You're good.
On the sun thing.
Yep. There you go. Good to go. We are just having a couple of issues with the camera. Obviously, if you don't know the layout of the Cold Lake Energy Center in Rink 2, the outside glass, just outside of the rink that you've seen on the left-hand side of your screen, just right there, and it's going to do it again. You see that glass goes through to something very, very bright? Well, that is the outdoors, my friends, and what that is doing, because obviously we've white balanced for the rink, once we shoot over there and come back to center ice, it kind of messes things up. So bear with us if the screen kind of goes orange at any point. It's just part and parcel for how this broadcast location is set up, but we'll be fine. I don't think, if you're watching back home, especially as I guess Jennifer and Samantha are watching, they're watching from France, so I don't want to say I've got the market cornered, but anything is better than nothing at some points, and we'll try not take that too literally this weekend, I promise you that. Do we have a replay of that goal from Lundy earlier in that second period? And the Lundy goal, the last goal there in the second period, if we could cue that up for the first, kind of figure out how we got here, but instead we'll wait up here a moment and get it going. There's the Lundy goal. The puck is dropped here in the second period, or third period, sorry. We were just trying to cue up that replay of the Lundy goal for you. We'll cue it up in the next stoppage and play, but the Blaze already back in their own zone trying to get this puck out. Coyotes, of course, held sway in that second period and pretty much ran the show for most of it, but they will try once again to do that here in the third. Although I'd expect quite a response here from the Blaze, and Zoe Morneau, who's had a pretty solid game in net so far, despite the 2 goals, covers up there, and we'll have a stoppage in play with 27 seconds to go. And we're going to replay this Lundy goal here for you just before we get going. A beautiful move, dragging around and then shooting it on the far side, cross crease, and scoring the 2-0 goal there to get us to where we are. The Blaze, though, they're going to bust back the other way off the face-off. Coyotes, though, on the miscue at the blue line, able to fire it back down deep, and the Blaze will pick this one up. This one picked up there by number 12, Kaylin Wilkins. She'll carry out, fall down, and still make the play to get it across the Blaze, or across the Coyotes blue line. That was a beautiful little just last second tap of the stick. The referee in the way for a brief moment causes the puck to come out of, wow, what a keep right there. Nope, they will whistle it down. I thought that was kept. That was quite the skate in there to try and keep that one in by the Coyotes at the blue line, but the linesman makes the call. Face-off will go to the far side just outside of the Blaze zone. And 19:01 to go here in the second period. I'm looking at the clock, I see a 2. This is the third period, 2-0 for the Coyotes. My apologies, as that one's going to come down to Morneau, and she will cover up yet again, so we'll have another face-off with 18:52 to go here in this third period of play. And looks like we just crashed for a brief second there. Apologies if you receive some buffering. We just have, obviously, every stream or so we have a little bit of video issues, but we're good to go. We're back to it. That's why we're streaming through this and not through that, if you get where I'm going, as I'm just pointing to Logan here. My laptop here live in Cold Lake is a lot more of a generating issue, and now all of a sudden we've cut out yet again, so I'm not sure what's going on here. We're at 0 kilobytes as we go back up over to the red. Apologies if you're back home and can hear me on this, but it's an icing call against the Blaze, and it looks like we're back into the green for the time being. And RBB, welcome into the stream. Thank you for being along for the ride this afternoon. Apologies if you just got into the stream and seeing kind of that video issue there. But it looks like the internet has stabilized itself yet again, so we should be good to go. As here come the Blaze back through the neutral. They'll fire it in, and skating into it there is Hannah Breaker in the far side corner. She's battling the Coyotes player, gets some support. Breaker will play it to the middle, and that was a good opportunity to get something going. A beautiful little dump there, and Breaker took off into the corner trying to chase down that puck. That's one way to change the game, and I think Blaze obviously down 2-0. Looking for something here early in this third period to dictate a goal on the board, and that was a good chance there to get it going on that soft dump and chase, but this one's going to go down the length of the ice, and the Blaze will force an error from the Coyotes and get a face-off to the right of Slump in net for the Coyotes. Parker Slump so far so good. 17:50 left here in this third period of play. Blaze are going to tie up that face-off. That's about as a definition of tie up a face-off as you can without having the scrum at the face-off dot. That was a couple of battles, a good chance in front, goes by the wayside and down the length of the ice. This one's going to be out to play as Zoe Morneau. And we've already seen once in this game, she's got the puck handling skills, firing the puck up on one beautiful play from out of the zone. And there's a call coming up against the Coyotes, a tripping call again, I believe. And this will be forced on deep into the zone, touched up there last second. And we will have a penalty with 17:17 to go here in this third period of play. You got the penalty queued up by chance, or no big issue? As it will be Robertson going to the box for the Coyotes. And we will try and see if we can cue this up here, as that one is going to be penalty. And we'll just try and play it ahead a little bit. No, it's fine. We're going to get the replay system figured out, no problem. Oh, we're using the older replay system here in Cold Lake. All right, we've got the replay. Hit it. As this one right here is oh, no, that's the touch up. That's all good. We'll get it figured. 2 minutes to go here in the penalty to the Coyotes. 17:17 left in the third period of play. As the Blaze will play it down low. And we are still in that territory where one shot on net really changes the complexion of the game. That's the best part about this one. The goaltenders have been steady, and there is Parker Slump. I think she tied up her pad or skate along the post and just kind of was trying to push off and couldn't quite get going. And that puck started coming to the net and had to scramble down into the butterfly to cover it up. 17:01 to go here in this third. 15 seconds off the power play for the Blaze. They got plenty of time to operate here. This one's going to be, wow, what a clear there by the Coyotes. Beautiful ride of the stick up and out of the zone on the clear, and now picking it up in behind her own net is Alex Brooks, carrying it ahead. This one's going to be knocked out there and battled by the Blaze down into the Coyotes' end. That's once again Hannah Breaker dumping it in. This one to the far side corner. Back to the point now. The Blaze getting the rhythm going here. And you can hear, I believe I'm sitting right in front of the Blaze fans. So they every time they touch the puck get going. And it seems a whole heck of a lot louder in here every time the Blaze get a little bit of open ice. So fans coming to support for sure. And now there is Paige Irwin coming off the sideboards, firing a shot. Slemp gets a shoulder on it. It'll go around to the near side boards. This one played, chopped there in the neutral zone. The Coyotes able to come up with it. Here's Lundy skating again. She has the goal that's made it 2-0. This one's going to work in and goal kicked away. It's Robertson and Lundy with goals for the 3C's. With 15:50 to go here in this third period of play. Fired in there, and it'll be worked down into the zone. Tucker on the dump in. And the Coyotes just trying to do their best to kill off the last 30 seconds of this power play. There's Robertson, goal scorer number 1 in this hockey game. Coyotes able to battle off the boards. Leave it there for Robertson. Lundy and Robertson have been quite a duo in this game. They've definitely had quite a bulk of the chances for the Coyotes so far. So we'll see if that continues down the stretch here in this third period of play. The Blaze get over the blue line, but a strong play there by Cody James to keep it out of the zone for the Coyotes, but they are guilty there on an icing call, and we will have a face-off to the left of Slump in net for the Coyotes. I'm just dancing around. My cameraman seems to have taken a step or two off of the camera here. I didn't change the handle on the camera in the intermission like he asked me to, and that was a good kick save and a beauty there on the block by Johnson in front of the net. The Coyotes able to battle it to the near side boards, picked up there, shot fired, save made. Slump But that was a wherewithal spin and fire there from Madison Law. And so far so good here. And Alana Barron, I believe that would be Morgan relation, number 5 for the Inferno, watching in from Orlando. And that's where we're at. And here it is right now. This one's going to be fired, shot, save. Oh, what a kick out there by Slem. And that one will be worked out with 2-0 the score here. 14:36 to go. This is going to be worked down. Pass, shot coming from Lundy. And it goes off a skate. There's been a penalty drawn. And there is going to be a penalty coming up here too. That is number 7, Madison Law, taking the penalty for the Blaze. 14:28 to go here in this third period of play. As we're going to have a consultation with the bench here quickly. It looks like Slemp is getting some work done. So give us a moment. It looks like we're going to have some quick work. I don't know if it's on the skate. Kind of can't see anything along the boards there. So you can kind of see on your screen, bottom right corner where the ice is. Slump's over there by the bench. She'll skate back to the net. All's good. Nothing's concerned. We are good to go. And the beautiful part here is we will go back to the far side dot. Paige Irwin will pick it up. And this one will be a face-off to the left of Morneau. 14:28 to go here in this third period of play. Lundy in the dot against Irwin. And we are just waiting for this face-off to come down. I don't know what the issue is now. We've got, I don't know where the referee's headed to. Oh, over by the timekeeper's box. I think that would be a pretty regular place to suspect the referee to be at, but like I said, it's our first game of the weekend, so we'll work on it throughout. Face off down, and Lundy will see Irwin tie up, and that will be one back by the Coyotes now. Here's Johnson firing this one across. Played there by Lundy now on the pass down from Johnson. This one goes in behind, back to Johnson, fired across. There's the one-timer from Unger. Just fired wide, and this one will be worked back by Unger, back to the blue line. Worked down low now, cut off there by Irwin though, and a chance. Clear it, unsuccessful. And this one will be fired out again. The Blaze will chop this one here, and they'll be fired the length of the ice. The Blaze obviously on the penalty kill here, so you got to remind that. The face off there, they finally cleared it out about 40 seconds in. And that one will take the player down offside. And that was quick work by the linesman. He had to throw the arm up and then whistle the play down in, I don't know if you caught that on the camera, a split second. He was moving. We will have the face-off outside of the Blaze zone on the far side dot. One back by Robertson. As they look to set up the attack here on the power play. Here's Robertson across the blue line, cut off there. Carried ahead by Tucker. Tucker will fire this one in behind the goal line. Picked up there, and there's a couple of jersey tucks on the Blaze squad that make it really hard to identify a number on the jersey. So pardon me if I just kind of really don't have names for some of these players out there on the ice for the Blaze. It's kind of tough just with the red and black combo, and then as well the jersey tucks for some of the girls out there have kind of thrown me for a loop here early on in this weekend. 13 minutes to go here in this third period of play. Carried ahead now by Tucker. She'll get it through the neutral zone and continue to carry in, and it's still carrying into the backhand, driving and throws it on net, but blocked in front there by the Blaze, who have done a good job on this penalty kill so far. 10 seconds remaining as they touch up the puck in the offensive zone. It's out of the power kill potentially, but they will just leave it to the far side corner for the Coyotes to pick it up, and they will get moral support on the ice. as that will be another player in the box for the Blaze. Straight to the bench though, and the Blaze obviously knowing what they're doing there as they had the puck just softly chipped into their own zone. Coyotes bang off the boards, can't get it going. And this is tied up here, and here's a chance now breaking away a little bit there. Was Carmen Sarmiento, and she had a good look to try and get down the ice. The Coyotes backtrack just in time, and this one will be fired back into the Blaze zone. This one battling there. This will be fired out now by the Blaze. A little bit of a puck bouncing there in the middle of the ice, contact there. That will be a penalty. That's the thing. Incidental body contact, not a penalty, is what I learned last year, right? I mean, it can be pretty aggressive incidental contact and not be a penalty, but something as obvious as that is going to get whistled down, and that will be heading to the box is Claire Moore of the 3C's Coyotes. So the Blaze get a huge penalty kill to keep it 2-0 midway here in this third period. And now, as a reward for moving their feet on the penalty kill and then moving their feet once they got back to the 5-on-5, they will head to the power play here in the middle frame of this third period. 2 minutes on the power play as the Coyotes scramble it up. The Blaze will work it down along the boards, trying to keep it in. Nice play there by the Blaze to just keep that alive and force not quite as easy of a clear as the Coyotes might have liked on that play. This one in behind Slump on the dump in. The Coyotes looking to chase it out of the zone. The Blaze, though, looking to get to work, trying to keep it in, unsuccessful. All the way back down behind Zoe Morneau, who this time, we've seen, like I said, if you're just tuning in, we've seen Zoe Morneau handle the puck a couple of times and really do it well. That time she just sat back there and had full faith in the defense to just kind of play that puck and let it be. And so far so good as the Blaze try to transition out, and that one will be hammered back in by the Coyotes. We are inside the last 11 minutes to go here in this third period. And the Blaze battling along the near side boards. I kind of actually lost sight of that puck right in behind the home screen. And here's Lundy short-handed. Puck comes free. Shot save Morneau on the shot from Trista Greenslade, who activated from the point and gets on down for a good look on the penalty kill with 59 seconds remaining in the penalty. 2 more. We are just about wrapped up. We have just 10 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in game 1 here on Rink 2. And I guess to clarify, as the Blaze are just trying to work out behind their own net, but some good work here from Robertson, keeping the Blaze hemmed behind the net and then forcing the turnover up high, but the Blaze able to immediately get it back, and coming back the other way was Hannah Breaker. This one wraps around the net. The Blaze looking for a good chance here, and that one, just a soft touch right onto the pad, but had to stretch the leg, was Parker Slump. That was kind of an awkward stretch for Slump, who was in position and then just had to kind of kick that pad out last second to really direct it away from the front of the net. A good chance there for the Blaze. They've got 13 seconds remaining here in this third period of play, and we will have a penalty coming up, another one to the Coyotes for body contact, I believe. And we will have a 9-second 5-on-3. That's what you need to know. 9-second 5-on-3 for the Blaze. They can keep control of it. They'll have a little bit longer as the player scrambles to get back into action. Claire Moore. That one's one ahead by the Blaze. It'll be fired off the boards, but 5-on-3, the Blaze are going to come to it first. The shot loading from the point comes on net. That's a quick steer across the crease by Slump to deny that shot. And now the Blaze continue to battle that one there. And I believe that shot from the point is Daisy McCarthy. I finally have some clue because that number on the arm was close enough. And here comes Lundy back the other way. Lundy skating around, and the shot denial again by Zoe Morneau on that one. And this one will be Lundy here behind the goal line in the Blaze zone. Killing off, we've already killed off $120 is all that remains here in this penalty. The second one consecutive to the Coyotes, and the Blaze content to dump it in here and get to the attack on the power play. Coyotes work around in behind. 9:02 to go as it's kept in there by Lucy Daly. This one will go around the boards and to the far side. A shot chipped off the boards, and again chasing it here will be Danica Bryant. To the near side boards now and at the blue line, kept in there. That was Liliana Kalmakov keeping it in, and still a battle tie up in the same spot. Nothing has really changed in the few seconds that I was double checking my notes here. 8:30 to go here in this third period. Worked out, and this picking up speed is Claire Moore. And I'm wondering who's all standing here. I'm like, oh, there's a whole crowd that's magically gathered around here, but it's our broadcast crew from over on Rink 1. What was the final score over there? 5-0 for the Jags. So the host team, Lakeland Jaguars, off to a hot start. 5-0 victory. And our man Patrick Phillips giving us the report on that one for Cold Lake Ice TV, as this one will be a collision in the middle of the ice there for the Blaze. We've got inside 8 minutes to go as the Coyotes pick it up at their own blue line. Wheeling and dealing is Cody James. She'll fire it into the glove of Morneau. We'll have a stoppage in play with 7:50 to go here, friends. And hey, we got a heck of a hockey game. Ours is a little closer. 2-0 on the board right now for the Coyotes. And taking the face off, it's Irwin and Robertson. They'll get to work, and that's Robertson winning it back. And this one will come to the near side boards again. Sorry if you're wondering why I lost sight and didn't really have much to say there. I was battling the monitor again. I got to really figure out my sight lines next game and get this going. Let the shot fired over top of the blocker there for the Coyotes. And this one will come back the other way. Building up speed is Breaker. Breaker's had a couple great opportunities down the length of the ice for the Blaze. Just Coyotes catch up and transition it back the other way though this time. 7:17 to go as this one picked up there by Tucker. Tucker will backhand, and I heard a stick hit the post, I think, but that was a good denial there by Morneau. Now picking up in the middle of the no man's land there was Lundy. This one though ripped on net, shot turned away by Morneau again, who has been absolutely phenomenal here in this one for the Blaze. This one picking up steam through the middle of the ice, and Slemp will put the leg up, make sure she's got the pad down on the other side, and just cover up for a whistle with 6:47 to go here. I guess what we should mention here, I see Logan has got the 50-50 link. Like I said, screenshot that, capture that somehow, go visit the 50-50 link in support of this tournament for the U18 Female Bees here in Cold Lake for 2023. 6:40 to go. Now I'm battling my cameraman Brandon here for sight lines, and instead we'll step around him and over the cords, and that'll be picked up. Lundy going along the far side board, skating out of the zone. Turned back there by the Blaze. They've got an opportunity. Still a player down low in front of the net. Couldn't get it going. And this one is going back in behind the Coyotes net. Sorry, I just got my tech crew now asking questions, so a little distracted. Apologies. Like I said, we're all just getting underway for the weekend, and it's been a good one so far, so we'll see how that all pans out, like I said. But so far, we've been treated to a doozy here between the Coyotes and the Blaze. It's been a good hockey game. Both goaltenders, as I said, came to play in this one, and we got 5:52 and an icing call against the Coyotes and a face-off to the right of Slemp for the GHC Blaze. So again, just so as you know, Castor, Coronation, and oh, now I've forgotten the other one. I didn't have Castor last time, and now I've forgotten the other C. But Castor, Coronation, and let me get that for you again. My apologies. Consort. The team in white this afternoon, the Coyotes, as you've heard me mention them a few times. GHC Blaze in the red, white, and black. And obviously, GHC standing for Girls Hockey Calgary. I think you can see that in the logo on your screen if I'm not mistaken. But that is the two teams doing battle. And what a tip in front there. That one just misses from Daisy McCarthy. Perhaps the best chance of the period so far for the Blaze with 5:15 remaining. And they're continuing the attack. And you can see here the fans of the Blaze getting excited by anything and everything going along the boards. And this one's going to be fired back out of the zone. This one's going to work there. And this one's going to battle up a couple of times. I wasn't sure who was going to come up with it. It's Robertson. Shale Robertson rips the shot. And it'll be a save for Morneau. She pounces on it after it hits up high. And we will have another stoppage in play with 4:51 to go in this third period. We are just about done here in this one. We're rocking and rolling along. With 4:51 to go, the face-off to the right of Morneau. Shot fired. Goes off of a stick. Battling there along the boards now are the Blaze as they will continue this pursuit of the puck in their own zone. Now wheeling and dealing in behind their own net. Knocked off the puck is there in behind the net was Irwin. Moore riding her out along the boards. So now Moore will get ridden out along the boards and the puck will come to Morneau, tapping it there with her stick. Just this puck right below the goal line. Good place to work it, I guess. Late in the game if you're the Coyotes. This one though, a pass off a stick and out of the zone all the way the length of the ice. Well, neutral zone I guess, all the way into the Coyotes zone. Hey, it's getting late. What can I say? It's been a long day. Been here since about 9 o'clock. This one worked by Lundy. Moore's working this puck now for the Coyotes. This one now picked up by the Blaze. They will work it out, taken down. There is, and that will be a penalty late here with 3:48 to go. Driving ahead, Simone Stringer draws the penalty, and with 3:45, the Blaze will head to the power play again with a chance to cut into this lead. All right, so there you go. That's a little bit of intrigue down the stretch here. Obviously, it's a 2-0 game. Anything can happen. And that's probably the motivation here for the Blaze as they take the face-off to Slem. Robertson out there to take the draw for the Coyotes, and they immediately slam it down the ice. And that'll be a clear. Morneau had come out to play that one, actually. She was looking to play that one ahead again in a battle along the boards there as Stringer plays that one off the boards. Drawing the penalty a moment ago and now taking the power play for the Blaze. Wearing an A out there for her squad as well. And that one, clear there by Tucker. Catches Robertson up in the helmet. I was saying something about helmets there, and I guess we got a little bit of an audio issue here as nobody could figure out how to shut off the audio. Like I said, we'll get this smoothed out for the gold medal game on Sunday. Don't you worry, this one played to the front of the net. As the Blaze continue to battle here, trying to find a puck on net that's going to find the back of the net. This one goes around the boards. Fired up there by Robertson. It clips up high again on the player, and this one's going to go far side, blue line. Shot fired down, misses wide of the net. 2:46 to go, a buck remaining in the power play. 2-0 the score for the Coyotes here in this one as they continue to battle as the Coyotes will get it to the far side to Robertson. She'll clear down the ice, and that will pretty much do it for the Coyotes penalty killers, and looks like the power play unit for the Blaze will go off for a line change, and it looks like we will have an icing call against the Blaze here. 2:25 remaining here in the third period, 41 seconds to go in this third period. The Blaze looking for that one shot. They've been looking for it since that goal from Robertson, but they've gotten a couple dangerous looks, and here's a backhand opportunity there for Lundy. And Morneau again, right? Morneau has, by every definition, given her team a chance to stay right here, and deservedly so. The backhand denial there. And this one, a face-off win there for the Blaze, and all of a sudden, there we go, a little bit of a chance here, and stick clap there by, I believe that is Torrin Johnson there, denying that opportunity. The opposing number 12, Kaylin Wilkins, coming down the wing. We've got a buck 58 remaining in the third period. 10 seconds to go in the power play. The Blaze fire shot. Oh, looking back door for Paige Curtis on that shot, but couldn't get it through. And this one will go a buck 44 in the third period as the Blaze once again pick it up. They've had some life here since the start of that power play, and they have been definitely the better of the couple of chances here over the past 2-ish minutes. This one off the boards, fired in, and it will come there high in the Blaze zone. They're battling, and they'll get it down the length of the ice. That one just somehow slopped off the boards and went nowhere. All right. A little bit of neutral zone play isn't going to be necessarily the worst thing here in this third period of play, but we will indeed have an icing call with $1:15 to go in this third period of play. The Blaze hemmed in their own zone for the time being until they either lose or win the face-off here. And with $1:15 to go, a 2-0 score for the Coyotes. This one won back by Robertson. The shot comes in, catches. I believe that is Daisy McCarthy up high. She's able to clear it down the length of the ice, however. No worse for wear on that one. And she'll just take her position at the point. It'll be interesting to see, obviously, given the incredible effort there from Zoe Morneau this afternoon, if they do indeed try to pull her with 50 seconds remaining, but she's standing tough in net, so it looks like the Blaze will try and find a goal here in the last 50 seconds or so if they can, and then potentially think about it. This one's going to be cleared out by the Blaze. Turnover in the neutral zone to Lundy. She drags around the defender, gets across the blue line, and somebody somewhere was offside with 36 seconds to go in this third period of play. And we are just about set to wrap this one up here, but we got 36 seconds of intrigue left. The face-off will be won back by the Blaze. They will force it out. The puck missed off the board bounce, but there's one that could bounce somewhere dangerously. Pushing through, though, is Tucker. Tucker's still pushing through. She's going to get to the far side wing. Shot coming in, another slap shot. And I mean, there's been some absolute rippers from the Coyotes defense this afternoon. This one's going to play back down behind the net. Fired off the referee, and we are inside the last 10 seconds. You can count them down in your head as the puck comes to the near side point. Shot fired towards the net. Blocked in front one last time. None other than Lucy Daly with the block to close this one out for the Blaze. And what a heck of a game there, right? The Coyotes pressured heavy in that second period. Got 2 goals past Zoe Morneau. They'll take the win. Robertson and it was Lundy with the goals for the Coyotes, but a heck of an effort from the Blaze. Zoe Morneau backstopping them to what is a huge game against the Coyotes. This was a dandy to start off this tournament, and that will also conclude both first games in each rink. And the funny part about that, quite honestly speaking, is that we had shutouts in both games to open up this tournament on both rinks. Friends, I'm Tyson Dolynny. We have got a hot change to make before we get the next broadcast fired up. I invite you back here on Dolynny TV in a few minutes' time for the next game. I believe we're featuring the St. Albert Rush. Not sure who they're playing as of yet. Let me figure that one out. I can tell you that in a matter of a moment. We've got handshakes at center ice. Everybody touching base following a 2-0 final for the 3C's Coyotes. And if I can just find it here, we've got the EFHL versus the ECAHL. I could probably find that, but we will tune out, and I will just tell you, hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV and come on back here in a few minutes' time, and we'll talk about it in a matter of moments. I am definitely in need of a quick break, though. Friends, thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. It's a 2-0 final for the 3C's Coyotes, and I have forgotten something that happens. Let me casually continue the broadcast. It is the player of the game for both teams. My apologies. It's, like I said, we're just getting underway here, so we will get the players of the game for both teams here. The referees chatting it over here with the officials in the timekeeper's box, and we will figure things out. Obviously, you've got probably 2 pretty big culprits to choose from for the Coyotes between Lundy and Robertson, and I would say if I am a betting man, I'm going on Zoe Morneau for player of the game for the GHC Blaze. This is one of those. So Paige Irwin will take Heart and Hustle. So we don't even have a mic in the arena to announce this, unfortunately, but Paige Irwin will take Heart and Hustle. Yep, and there you go. So Zoe Morneau wins the MVP of the game for the GHC Blaze. As we figured, that one, if you watch the game, not very hard to figure out. She had a fantastic showing in net for the GHC Blaze this afternoon, and now we'll have players of the game, and Heart and Hustle for the 3C's Coyote. And I guess if you got 2 awards to choose from, you've got Lundy and Robertson right there on the board, as I mentioned. Lundy will take home MVP, I guess. I think the Tukes are for MVP, and Heart and Hustle goes to Robertson. There you go. That was a pretty simplistic game to figure out, a beauty of a game to start off this tournament. And that will wrap it up here from Rink 2 in Cold Lake. Thank you so much for tuning in, my friends. Like I said, I invite you back in a few minutes' time. You just have to be watching Dolynny TV to figure out what's going on, but I'll catch you in a few minutes' time. Ready to rock and roll.